All right, guys, we got a very interesting topic to talk about today. There's not really a lot going on in the wide world of sports, mainly football. So we're going to be talking about wide receivers today. And we're not just going to be talking about wide receivers. We're going to be ranking wide receivers today. We have 4 of the top young wide receivers in the game, and we are going to be ranking, well, I am going to be ranking them in my personal opinion. I do preface this by saying this is my opinion, so don't come at me in the comments if you don't agree with me. This is just my opinion. It's an opinion piece. You guys are welcome and totally entitled to your own opinion on who you think is better. If you guys think that my list is complete garbage, well, you're wrong, because I got big brain. But without further ado, let's get into it. So the wide receivers we are going to be ranking today: Justin Jefferson, DK Metcalf, Scary Terry McLaurin, Calvin Ridley. Those are the 4 young wide receivers we're going to be ranking. Now, this is a list, so it will go from best to worst or worst to best. I think I will start with number 4. My number 4 ranked wide receiver out of these specific 4 guys is gotta be Calvin Ridley. Now, I know what you're going to be saying. Juice, Calvin Ridley is the most established one of these guys. Calvin Ridley is one of the most consistent one of these guys. But Calvin Ridley, and look, being the 4th best wide receiver in the ranked with these guys is by no means a bad thing. That it's actually a good thing. It's just taken in a bad connotation because you're last in a group of other terrific guys. So some people just take it in a bad way, but this is a good thing. Like, Calvin Ridley is one of the best wide receivers in the game, but he is number 4 in my opinion on this list. He's a very, 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 very good wide receiver, but I personally think that these 3 guys are ahead of him. Now at number 3, I have Justin Jefferson. Now, maybe if this was 5 years down the road, maybe it would switch my opinion. Maybe Justin Jefferson would be number 1. But he probably should have won Rookie of the Year if it wasn't a quarterback award, like most awards that quarterbacks are qualified for are. He had an amazing rookie season. He created the gritty dance. Well, he didn't create the gritty dance, but he made the gritty dance popular. He is probably the best rookie or first year wide receiver coming back into the league. He's fantastic. He is just he's a guy. He is, like, if I was going to draft a team and Terry McLaurin and DK Metcalf weren't on the list, I would probably take Justin Jefferson with my first pick as wide receiver. He is a phenomenal young star. He's going to be amazing. And that's why he's 3rd on this list ahead of Calvin Ridley. Now, number 2, this was pretty tough. I wasn't sure which way to go. To me, these guys are pretty interchangeable at 1 and 2. I wasn't 100% sure which way I was going to go, but then I finally landed on Terry McLaurin at number 2. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Terry McLaurin. That's not just me being Ohio State homer and loving a former Buckeye, but this guy has completely turned around the opinions on him. Coming out of college, he wasn't that highly rated. He wasn't really highly rated even by the football team, but then he broke out and had an amazing season. He is one of the best young wide receivers in the league, maybe even the best young wide receiver in the league. And having him at number 2 is very, very tough because I do love Terry McLaurin, but I just feel like DK needs to be number 1. DK Metcalf, if you take a look at the raw numbers, is the most physical and most dominant young receiver we've seen in a long time, probably since Calvin Johnson was coming into the league. He is a different animal. He's got strength. He's got speed. He's got height. He has it all, and it's all compacted into his jacked frame. So He is a force to be reckoned with when it comes to red zone opportunities, when it comes to slant routes, when it comes to in the middle of the field stuff. He can do everything, and he's got the speed to boot. So DK Metcalf is just an absolute abomination of a complete abomination in a good way. He's a freak of nature. He's abnormal. He's not human, really. So that's why I put DK Metcalf as the number one receiver out of these 4 rankings. So it would be DK, Terry McLaurin, Justin Jefferson, and Calvin Ridley as my 1, 2, 3, 4 in the rankings. Now, it was very, very tough to decide where I wanted to put these guys. Any one of them could be number 1. This list could be flipped and flopped in different combinations. So many different combinations of 1, 2, 3, 4. You could put Justin Jefferson. I could totally be down for an argument between who's better, Justin Jefferson, or why Justin Jefferson deserves to be number 1, or why Calvin Ridley deserves to be number 1, or why Terry McLaurin does. I can see and I can understand and I can accept those arguments for why those guys deserve to be number 1. And trust me, it was tough for me to put these guys in that order, but I just feel like DK, out of these 4 guys, there's nobody like DK. DK is a different breed. He is phenomenal. I would want DK on my team. If I had the option, I would want DK Metcalf on my team because he is a difference maker. He's a game changer. If you have him out on the field, it's a automatic double team. It has to be. If it's not an automatic double team, then you're going to get either burnt down the field or you're just going to get bodied down the field. So, I mean, you have to double team. You have to put safety help over the top, but then that leaves open your other guys. So DK is just a matchup nightmare. He's phenomenal. You can't put one corner on him. You can't put one safety on him. You can't put a linebacker on him for sure because he's just too quick for that. So he's the best wide receiver on this list, in my opinion. And don't get me wrong, like I said, all these guys are deserving of the number 1 spot on this list, but I just can't see a world where DK is not number 1 on this list. And like I said, you guys can definitely do an argument and give me an argument in the comments down below why you guys think that either one of these guys, any one of these guys should be number 1 over DK, where you would put DK. Tell me down below what your list would be out of these 4 guys, and tell me down below if you have any other rankings. We could do quarterbacks or running backs or linebackers, corners, anything. We can do anything. We can rank them, and then we can see what happens from there. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you guys do enjoy this ranking. I hope you guys aren't too mad. Once again, I do say this is my opinion, so you can't really be mad at me for it. I mean, I guess you could, but I mean, your opinion can't be wrong, so because it's just an opinion. So I mean, let me know down below what you guys think. If you guys think that you have a different list, if you do, I'm welcome to hear it out. So put it down below in the comments. Smash that like button, hit the notification bell, and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club. We're on the road to 400 subscribers, so help me get there by smashing that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.